Albania has ranked among the most corrupt countries, according to the latest report on the effectiveness of rule of law, with no improvement from the previous year despite the supposed progress with justice reform. Democratic Party leader Lulzim Basha has not given up on his promise to abolish the road toll applicable for use of the national highway as he spoke to his supporters in Tripura and Kuya. The OSCE representative on freedom of the media represented a legal review proposing amendments to the law on audiovisual media in Albania, stating that changes must be made to respect international standards. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 23rd of July, 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. Albania has not gained any points in terms of rule of law. In the WJP Rule of Law Index Report for 2019, an annual series measuring the rule of law based on the experiences and perceptions of the general public and in-country experts worldwide, Albania ranked in the 71st place after India and Peru, behind Algeria, Burkina Faso, Morocco and Guyana. Meanwhile, Serbia has ranked even lower in 78th place. However, this represents a rise by 2 positions when compared to the previous year. In first place, where justice is considered stronger in its adherence to the rule of law, is Denmark, followed then by Norway and Finland. The list of 126 countries is concluded with Congo, Cambodia and Venezuela. Regarding the Balkan region, Romania is in 31st place with a slight deterioration, Greece with a significant 4-place improvement at 36, and Macedonia in 56. The report presents the rankings based on an assessment of particular factors. The first factor relates to constraints on government powers and measures the extent to which those who govern are bound by law. It comprises the means, both constitutional and institutional, by which the powers of the government and its officials and agents are limited and held accountable under the law, also including non-governmental checks on the government's power, such as free and independent press. Regarding this factor, Albania ranked in the 79th position behind Zambia, Algeria and Kyrgyzstan. Corruption continues to exacerbate the justice system. In measuring the bribery, improper influence by public or private interests and misappropriation of public funds or other resources, Albania ranked 103rd of 126 countries, while North Macedonia was positioned in 62nd. Regarding the third factor, open government, which measures the openness of government defined by the extent to which a government shares information, empowers people with tools to hold the government accountable, and fosters citizen participation in public policy deliberations, Albania ranked 77. Looking at the factor of order and security, that is how well a society ensures the security of persons and property, Albania ranked in the 31st place, just trailing slightly behind North Macedonia and Portugal. The Democratic Party leader Lulzim Basha held a tour of meetings in the north of the country, focusing on Tripura and Kukas. Basha reiterated his promise that, with coming into power, he would remove the toll for the national highway. He also thanked the citizens for what he called the abandonment of Rama's ignorance on June 30. The opposition leader stressed that the goal of his party's political action is to remove Rama and return stolen public assets to the citizens. In Kukas and Tripura, the Democratic Party leader said that the Rama government produced only increased poverty for Albanians. According to him, the economic situation is severe because the economy is concentrated on a handful of clients and oligarchs. The Electoral College has approved the distribution of councillors' mandates in the next 13 municipalities. With the approved municipalities at today's meeting, the number of the municipal councillors constituted in the country reaches 20, while the Electoral College will gather throughout the week to review the Socialist Party complaints. The College's decision will pave the way for the Municipal Council meeting, where the President is expected to be sworn in by the June 30 voting. A day before, this institution threw out 5 complaints by the Democratic Conviction, who had called for a repeat election process across 5 municipalities. In the next meetings, the College will also decide on 35 other municipalities. This institution was put in motion due to the Socialist Party lawsuits and because the Central Election Commission failed to make a decision due to the lack of necessary votes for Municipal Council dissolution. The OSCE has criticised the Albanian government over recent changes to the law on audiovisual media and electronic communications. In a letter directed to Prime Minister Edi Rama, the OSCE representative on freedom of the media, Harlem Desir, says that new provisions, especially those for online media and the powers of the Audiovisual Media Authority, may restrict freedom of expression and conflict with international standards. I note that there have been important improvements compared to the drafts prepared earlier in the year. The last version of the draft law on audiovisual media incorporates new provisions which better and more precisely define the object and scope of the law and mentions the need for the Audiovisual Media Authority, AMA, to respect international and regional standards when adopting its decisions. It is positive that the problematic provisions regarding the domain name registration and blocking of online content have been removed, and that the proposal includes a specific adaptation to the right of reply to the new environment of electronic publications, Desir said. The representative acknowledged that the draft does not confer competence to the AMA Compliance Committee with regards to the respect for moral, ethical and professional norms for electronic publication service providers. In his letter to the Prime Minister of Albania, Desir pointed to several remaining issues that need to be addressed, which he recommends to amend in the legislative process. The legal review proposes in particular to modify Article 132/1, giving the AMA power to oblige electronic publication service providers to publish an apology, remove content, or insert a pop-up notice in case of violations of provisions, in particular in the new Article 33/1. This is because this article makes reference to the respect of privacy and dignity of citizens. Such broad, vague language gives the AMA extensive power that has the potential to seriously hinder freedom of expression. 10 Albanian media organisations, journalists and also human rights organisations issued a critical statement regarding Prime Minister Edi Rama's initiative, calling the draft laws a censorship instrument and demanding immediate withdrawal. The draft law remains pending for parliamentary review. The space of 15 hectares that constitutes the Botanical Garden by the decision of the Council of Ministers has been transferred to the municipality of Tirana from July 17th. Previously, the garden was part of the University of Tirana and served mostly to students of natural science. But what is the project of the municipality of Tirana for the Botanical Garden? Well, nearly 2 years ago, Mayor Erion Veliaj presented the master plan for the Botanical and Zoological Gardens. The goal is to merge the two spaces into one. What we are going to do is to unify the whole zoological and botanical area so that the world of plants and that of animals are mixed with each other rather than separated by a fence and ticket office. We'll have the chance to go to the end of the zoo, cross the hill and then enter into another green space that is the Botanical Garden without the need to buy another ticket, said Veliaj. The connection between the two areas, according to the municipality project, was to be done through a tunnel, though Veliaj has excluded the possibility of new constructions in this area. The Botanical Garden of Tirana was built in 1964 and is home to about 2,000 different species of plant. The Democratic Party has declared that the state has failed in regards to social care and politics. Referring to the European Commission report, former DP MP Oriola Pampuri said that Albania's poverty rate has increased by 35.2%. The families in the country that are the most vulnerable, the unemployed, those in rural areas, the elderly, divorced women, people with disabilities, and the Roma and Egyptian communities. These are the people who suffer the most. A 35.2% increase in poverty means that the state has completely failed with care and social policies, said Pampuri. The disadvantages in regards to obtaining employment by persons with disabilities has also been confirmed by the individuals of this category. Abdullah Omuri, head of the Invalidity Association, says businesses do not care for disabled employees, offering unfavourable conditions for them. He added that in June alone, 3 cases of unfair dismissal relating to disabled employees were addressed to the court. At the last session of the Parliament for this season, a new social assistance law has been approved, which removed the limit for the support of people with reduced working abilities. We are here with good news for all the people with disabilities who work. The 48-month limit on the disability payment for employed persons has been removed, thus promoting employment and integration of this category through employment, as they will benefit from the social protection package at all times. Until now, people with disabilities got disability benefits up to 4 years after employment, while with the new law, they will get the benefit without interruption, explained Minister Manastirliou. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and good night.